Hello, welcome to episode 83 of Movies and Us. I am Marcus.
And I'm TJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. We're reviewing The Avengers, the 2012 movie The Avengers, guys. Woohoo! Yeah. Everyone's so excited to hear us talk about this movie. Anyways, this movie came out April 11th, 2012 in El Captain Theater, wherever that's at. And had a worldwide release in the United States release on May 4th, 2012. It's got a runtime of 143 minutes. That's 2 hours and 23 minutes. It's
directed.
I feel like you should do box office next, but it's not. This movie was directed by Joss Whedon. Should we talk about him being a scumbag or no? I only ask because we did it with Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder. We did it with who did X-Men? I did Brian
Singer.
Yeah, and that's only because he was problematic on the set, I believe. But should we talk about Whedon if he was problematic on the set or not?
We can as soon as you get through the credits.
Okay. So I don't think I have anything to say about it, but I just think I don't want to avoid it if we don't want to avoid it. So yeah, directed by Joss Whedon, screenplay by Joss Whedon, story by Zach Penn and Joss Whedon, based on, don't care about that, produced by Kevin Feige, starring a slew of people. We have Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man / Tony Stark. We have Chris Evans as Captain America, aka Steve Rogers. We have Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk.
Let's just get this out of the way right now. He's replacing Edward Norton. So
yes.
Everyone knows this. I just wanted to state it so we don't have to deal with it.
I mean, I remember that being controversial at the time too, but man.
Well, because Marvel said he's a jerk. He says they're a jerk, and
which is on par for anyone who deals with that guy. What's his name? Shit, just had it.
Edward Norton.
Yeah, which it makes sense.
So
yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo's like, yeah, I'm friends with Edward Norton, and the way I look at it, he's bequeathed this role to me.
Yeah.
And that's all we need to say about that.
Mark Ruffalo seems like a great guy to get a beer with. Although I feel like he would talk your ear off. Anyways.
You know.
Yep.
I have a question about Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
Wasn't he fired from Avengers at one point?
Fired from the movie?
Not this movie, but like in general as Hulk. Well, did I hear some? Am I remembering wrong?
I don't ever recall the main cast ever having like controversy like that of like being
I don't know.
Hard to work with that people want to fired.
Maybe it was a joke or something.
maybe because I know like him and Tom Holland, they would like spoil things. Maybe it was something like that.
Yeah, because I remember something along the lines of him saying something, and then Kevin Feige saying, "You're still fired, Mark," or something like that.
It had to have been a joke. Yeah, I don't think I've heard it at the time.
Yeah, I'm just remembering things from years ago now at this point.
Oh, God. Yeah,
this movie this movie is just triggering things.
It does, doesn't it? It's like, wow. Yeah. I remember a lot that went on during this time period. So yeah, Mark Ruffalo as the Incredible Hulk. We have Chris Hemsworth as Thor. We have Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, a.k.a. Natasha Romanoff. We have Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, a.k.a. Clint something.
Barton.
Yes. We have Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Stellan Skarsgård as Doctor, and Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury.
Eric
and
Selvig.
What's up?
The Doctor's name's Eric Selvig.
Thank you. And we also have Phil Coulson, played by
Clark
Gregg. Thank you. Other names down this thing. We want to go through the names because I'm like
Colby Smulders.
That's it.
Let's see here. Who else? Gwyneth Paltrow, Maximiliano Hernandez, Paul Bettany, Alexis Denisov. Doesn't surprise me. He was in it because he was an angel. Damon Portier.
Powers Booth. And Jenny
Agutter. They're not in the list order, so I have to skim through the stupid thing.
Gideon Malik?
No, that is the name of the character.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Stanley. Stanley has a cameo?
Yeah, Stanley's in there.
He does.
Harry Dean Stanton.
He was in this?
Yes.
Oh, he was a security guard.
He was a security guard.
Oh, my goodness.
Jerzy Skalamotsky.
That's not.
Warren Cole was the guy playing Galaga.
I'm gonna say it now. Ever since when I first saw this movie in 2012, and now I hate that bit. I hate that dumb joke.
And Enver Jokaj, I think that's his name. He was a cop, but he was also went on to play Agent Carter's partner in her show. So he's got 2 roles in the MCU.
Nice.
All right. That's that.
Why isn't Don Cheadle in this movie?
They mentioned something about Don Cheadle in the behind the scenes stuff.
Okay.
So if you want to go through the box office, I'll look through that.
Okay, yeah, because I just thought about, like, he was in the second one, right, as Warhammer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird. I just thought about that just now. Fascinating. Yeah, because I get why they write off everyone else who didn't show up, but anyway, so yeah, that's the cast and crew. Well, not crew, but the box office. This movie had a budget of $220 million.
Mm-hmm.
$220 million budget. And this movie made a great, outstanding box office. I'm not going to say because I'm going to do the top 5 right now. The top 5 of 2012 worldwide. Here we go. Number 5, Ice Age Continental Drift with $877 million.
Ice Age, which one?
Continental Drift. So I don't know if that's 3 or 4 or whatever.
You don't notice stuff? You're supposed to notice stuff.
If I was a child, sure, but I know I saw the first 2, maybe.
I've never seen an Ice Age.
I'm missing out. And the next 4 movies all break $1 billion, so that's something. And number 4, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Jersey. An Unexpected Journey.
Yeah. The Hobbit?
Yes.
Which one's that?
That's the first one.
Oh, that's the first one. Okay. I've never seen any of those either.
Nah, I've seen Lord of the Rings. I like those movies. So I'm not going to watch The Hobbit. Number 3, spoiler alert for a few weeks from now, The Dark Knight Rises.
Doesn't deserve it.
It made $1 billion, 81 million. Yeah.
I don't know. That movie is too long and too bad.
It's not good. It's not good. Just off the success of the first one.
That's going to be another long one.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be like a 6-hour review. I'm not. That's bullshit, TJ. It's not fair. Like, I feel like this Avengers movie, I can go in an hour, but that one's going to be a long one. Okay, number 2 was Skyfall.
Oh, James Bond?
Da-da, bow, bow. Yeah,
I'm actually really surprised. Like, James Bond's popular, but I didn't think it was like top 5 popular.
Oh, that one was really good, just cinematography wise, storyline wise. I remember that one being like, this is a good James Bond movie. It is a good James Bond movie. It made $1.1 billion. And at number 1 with $1.5 billion, being the greatest movie of all time for a long time until whatever else came out after that, The Avengers.
1.5 billion. It was the 3rd highest grossing movie ever.
That's insane. And held that spot until
Jurassic
something, maybe? I forget.
What? Until what?
Jurassic Park? Something else took that spot after that, but yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I would have figured, Avengers broke it.
Maybe, but I know the Jurassic series did good. Some other shit. Maybe Star Wars. Star Wars came out after this too, right?
That's true. Star Wars probably.
Yeah. Maybe I don't think the Star Wars movie. Maybe the first one of the sequels broke $1 billion. I don't think anything else in that series broke $1 billion.
I don't know. Well, we'll find out eventually.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the box office of 2012. We'll revisit it next week, probably, definitely, for sure.
Well, we revisit it every week. Well, not the top 5, but
yeah, we're going to revisit that top 5 though. So yeah, behind the scenes, what about Rhodey?
Yeah, I mean, it's just he got. It looks like more along the lines he got cast for Iron Man 2 pretty late.
Okay.
Because he was replacing the other guy, and they just didn't have time or whatever to put him in the script.
I feel it'd be easy to put in the script, though. That's interesting. When Iron Man 2 come out? Was that 2011?
Yes. No, 2010.
Yeah, so they had time.
Man, well, you got to take into consideration the script was probably already done by then.
Yeah. This wasn't a half-ass script, so that's fair, I guess.
I mean, there was a few issues with the script too. Like
what?
It was written, and then Josh came in and redid it, and apparently, he didn't want to collaborate with the other writer and stuff. So,
of course,
because apparently he's an asshole.
Oh, do you want to talk about his bullshit now or no? I have nothing to say because I just generally don't know. Like, apparently he's not great to female actresses apparently, but that's all I know about Joss Whedon's
he's apparently not a very good guy in that instant, and he pretended to be for a long time because he made stuff like Buffy and stuff like that. So
yes, everybody
thought he was this feminist kind of guy, and then he turns out not so much so. And then now there's horror stories about everything he's been involved.
Yeah.
He's just a jerk. It's a shame, too, because I like practically almost everything he's been in, too.
And I think we talked about this before. Not about him, but just this topic in general. But, I'm still going to like the stuff he's done.
Oh, yeah, no. I
would never take that thing taken away from me.
I love Buffy and Angel, so I don't care.
And again, I'm only bringing this up because it's our first time talking about him, I believe, in the movies. and you just get it out the way because people are like, oh, what about this and that?
Like I still read Buffy comics to this day.
Oh wow, okay.
So yes, so I like that. I not sure what else he done besides the superhero stuffs and Cabin in the Woods, but
Did he do who? He didn't do Serenity /
yes, he did Firefly.
Firefly,
Yes,
yeah, I like
did
Firefly a lot.
I actually never got around to watching those.
It's generally good, but yeah,
I mean, I have them, I owned them,
you should
but
watch it.
I never got around to it because it's only one season and
Yeah,
getting invested in something and then like, up, it's over,
Anything else we'll talk about behind the scenes?
Well, I was talking about the script, and then you.
I'm sorry, but yeah. Before we do that, I just want to say this again. I only brought Joss Whedon up because it's our first time interacting with the guy's name. I felt we should talk about him just because I don't care about the gossip. I'm not that gotcha kind of.
I don't think it's gossip at this point, but
no, but you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be like I don't care. Just letting people know we are aware of it and we're addressing it. That's it. But yes, back to the script.
So like other things, like Emily Blunt was originally supposed to be Black Widow.
Okay.
But Scarlet replaced her. And they weren't sure, like, I forget what the reason was about something with the script. So they weren't sure if they were going to have Scarlett Johansson and as
yeah, I remember hearing about this.
They weren't going to have it, so they actually wrote a bunch of pages with the Wasp.
Yes,
but not who the Wasp is now, but with Zoe Deschanel. But like then obviously Scarlet came through and she took the role. And then they were afraid that Loki wouldn't be able to hold up by himself as a villain.
Mm-hmm.
So then they wrote a whole draft with another villain about Obadiah Stane's son Ezekiel in it.
Okay.
So they were going to have that, but then, they were like, hey, we can have the Avengers fight themselves for a while, so...
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't add an extra layer of stuff to that.
It wasn't necessary. The movie's fine as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into it?
Yeah, I got a few trailers on my DVD.
Oh, we'll talk about them.
So, I got a trailer, obviously, for Phase 1.
Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. Okay.
I got a trailer for... I can't read that word. The Avengers Alliance. It's a shitty mobile game, so...
Oh.
And then Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. And then an Avengers cartoon. So, a lot of crap, essentially. And the movie Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie?
Yeah.
Frankenweenie. Oh, the Frankenweenie's a good movie. Sorry.
Are you okay?
I care. I don't like Tim Burton kind of shit, so I was like, it's a movie. Frankenweenie.
But that's all my trailers for this one. Nothing really interesting to speak of.
That's fair.
It's your turn.
So, okay, thank you, TJ. Let's get into the Avengers 2012. You ready? You ready? Yeah, we're ready. Let's do this. So, we start up with the good old-fashioned Marvel. And we get... Is that a voiceover?
No, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, there's a voiceover.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And we start in space!
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah, so we start in space and we see a hooded creature talking to, I assume it's Thanos, right?
We're assuming?
It's Thanos. It's gotta be Thanos. Who else would we be talking to? It's Thanos. And they got this hooded creature is giving us what happened up to last movie. So the Tesseract has been taken and it's become awakened under the humans' control. So it's time to attack the humans and use the power of the Tesseract to do the ultimate plan of bullshittery and take over the universe, whatever. The secret agent, Loki, has been given a scepter, to use and wield his power to, do shit with this thing. And so, yeah, we're going to attack the Earth guy. And with
an army called the Chitauri.
Yes.
So this is really the only comic stuff that I really need to discuss right here.
Okay.
Because everything else we've practically already talked about.
Yes.
So, like, the other, which is Alexis Denisoff's character, the masked guy.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything on him, so I think he was created for this movie.
Okay.
And then the Chitauri were, like, what's the other alien race called in Marvel?
Xenomorphs.
No, in Marvel Universe, the Scars.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think so.
Something probably like that. I forget what their name was. The ones that are in recent stuff and stuff like that. The shape changers.
Yeah.
Well, the Chitauri were just them in the Ultimate Universe, which was there was the in Marvel Comics, there was the regular continuity, and then they did a more adult version, which was just an excuse to be stupid in the Ultimate side of things.
What do you mean?
Like, there was a bunch of over-the-top bullcrap, like blood and sex and stuff that was unnecessary in the Ultimate stuff.
Oh, just make it X-rated. Make it X-rated. Okay.
Not X-rated, but like just
R. PG-13.
It was just like egregious.
Violence nudity.
I'm finding. I forget what the word is, but excessive. It's like it's excessive, but there's like unnecessarily so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just like a lot of this was just disgusting and stupid, honestly. Like they had that's where the whole thing where Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch became an incestual couple and just gross.
I'm pretty sold on it, TJ. I'm pretty sold now.
Gross, stupid crap. What else
happens?
Like the Blob from the X-Men is like he's got like eating superpowers and he can like eat anything. And he threatens to eat people, and then he does. He literally eats the Wasp.
This is great. What else? You're not deterring me at all from this.
There's a bunch of other crap. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's just a lot of bullshit. They killed this, but they like the one thing that really came out of it was they kill off Peter Parker, and that's where Miles Morales came from.
Oh, okay.
So
that's good.
That's the only thing that kind of spun off into the MCU Marvel Comics. So.
Every piece of shit has this little cornflake.
But yeah.
Anything else?
But like, so the Chitauri that we got here are not from the comics, really.
Okay.
These Chitauri didn't debut until after they were portrayed in this. So, but that's it, comic-wise. And then I guess we could talk about, like, we were talking about it off screen. This is, like, loosely based off the first issue of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And, like, this isn't the original Avengers teams from the comics. It was, who did I say it was? Hulk, Iron Man, Thor.
Was it Wasp?
Wasp and Ant-Man. Yeah, so. And they fought Loki, and they beat him in a ridiculously stupid way.
We'll tell him how. You want to wait till we get to it?
No, I mean, a bunch of ants hit a switch, and he fall down a hole. That's how they defeated him in the comics.
That's awesome. I think that's very cinematic.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Oh, man.
Nothing much.
Okay. Well, back to the review. Unless you have something else you want to say.
Nope.
Okay, so we're caught up on what events is happening to lead the movie. And then we cut to Agent Fury? Nick Fury? Was it Agent? Director.
Director Fury, Agent Fury, Nick Fury are all correct.
Samuel Jackson, the bad motherfucker Fury. I have to cut that out. God damn it. Nick Fury is called to go to the base where they are testing. The military is testing the Tesseract power and stuff like that.
Well, not military, Shield and
government. Yeah, I don't want to tell people yet what it's about, but yeah, they're testing the power of the Tesseract for stuff and things. The base is the place is since the Tesseract is awakening, it's getting too powerful. It's making the structure shake and it's going to collapse. So everyone's evacuating, panicking because it hasn't woken up before. What's causing it? They don't know, and they're freaking out. So we're introduced at this scene. We're introduced to Kobe Smulders. Kobe, what's her name?
Kobe Smulders.
Smulders. Okay, yeah, Kobe Smulders. We can see Ada Coulson there. We see the Doc.
Her name in the movie is Maria Hill. So who is also from the comics, but she's just a Shield agent. Nothing really to talk about there. She's just like, politics and Shield. She became director for a little while and stuff like that. Okay.
We see the Doctor from the Thor movie, and we see Hawkeye. He's talking to Fury, and this is the first time actually seeing Hawkeye beef Hawkeye. Not Hawkeye, but Anyway, so as we're discussing what to do, and this is weird, the Tesseract activates and opens up a portal. And who comes to the portal? Loki. And he's like, "Oh, I'm Loki, guys. I'm here to f*** you up." And he starts killing people.
It looks like he was hasn't slept in 14 weeks.
Well, and I remember that's how he looked at the end of the movie. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this. Thank you for bringing it up because I was going to die out over this. So Loki comes in, kills a lot of people, and he says, "I'm Loki. I'm this, that, and the third." And the Doctor says from Thor movie, "You're Thor's brother." So that's my question for you, TJ. Remember the end of Thor? Mm-hmm. The post-credit scene, Loki was either...
I don't remember the post-credit scene. What was the post-credit scene?
Post-credit scene was Loki. He was either controlling or he was impersonating this Doctor. Remember? Because the Doctor was talking to Fury or someone about the Tesseract, and he looks into the window or the mirror, and he can see Loki's reflection instead of his. So what the fuck? They just like, I guess said we're not doing that, we're doing something else, or
Yeah, either they changed it up, like, and it's not, or you know how it can exist in the world without being in the world, like in the Thor.
No, because he was as a doctor talking to Fury, so unless he was like inhabiting the
No,
guy's
well, you
body.
could. Yeah, I know. I think they just changed the scene up a little bit, but like that scene, like, yeah, it doesn't make sense because he doesn't have the doctor under control until he gets here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Because I thought you would have had the answer to that or so. That's why I was bringing it up to you.
No, there is no answer to it. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay. So yeah, Loki comes in, wrecks house, kills people, takes the Tesseract. As he's taking the Tesseract, he turns Hawkeye under his control. Yeah.
To be fair, though, it seems like they were having trouble figuring out how they were going to get Thor characters into this movie.
Oh, do you think so?
Well, yeah, because if you remember at the end of Thor,
the bridge was destroyed.
The bridge was destroyed, and Thor was trapped in Asgard. And then they mentioned, like, in a sentence, hey, Odin must have used a lot of dark magic to get you here.
Yeah, they kind of yada yada. Oh, he's here. This is how he's here. That's it. Yeah.
So
they really
like,
do yada yada.
So it's like, oh, okay. We needed to get Thor and Loki here somehow. This is how we're doing it.
Yes. There's a lot of things that yada 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 over.
It's fine though. It's whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. So, yeah, Loki comes in and kills people. He actually taken on Tesseract. He starts to turn a few of the people over to his side by tapping their hearts with the scepter, and it changes and mind controls them. So he taps the Doctor from Thor, Hawkeye, and some other people, maybe? I think it's just mainly those two people we care about.
Some other red shirts.
Yeah, red shirts, yeah. And now the Doctor and Hawkeye are under Loki's control, and they're bad guys now. And so there's a car chase as they run away. Loki shoots Samuel L. Jackson.
No, he doesn't.
Hawkeye does.
Hawkeye does.
Hawkeye does. And he's Samuel Jackson's dead for a few seconds. So yeah, this is a night to car chase because they're trying to get the Tesseract out, etc., etc. It's like a 5-minute car chase, long car chase. It's kind of boring. And at the end of the car chase, Loki gets away with it, the Tesseract, and oh no, if they're threat level 7, Samuel Jackson's not happy. He calls the guys like, "Hey guys, we gotta do the Avengers shit." And we cut to it says Avengers title. Then we get to introduction of Black Widow.
Now we're just going to introduce all the characters.
Yes. Yeah, that's all it is. It's introducing each character separately.
Except for Thor.
Except for Thor, because he had his own movie, guys, so be happy with that. So did Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah.
But who cares? And who cares?
Like I said, that's why I think they were like, they wrote those some to the corner. How the hell are we going to get Thor into this movie?
Yes. Why did they do that in this? If they planned on getting to this point, right? I assume they planned on getting to getting to Avengers. Why did they destroy the bridge? I mean, it made sense in the movie, but not the overarching why, I guess.
I don't think they had they didn't have one writer write in all the scripts. Each movie has its own writers. So
no, I get that, but like you would think the notes are you can write Thor essentially by here the basic building blocks, and by the last building block you have to make sure he's be able to get to Earth for the Avengers.
Yeah, but I think it was like more along the lines. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh shit, we wrote ourselves in the corner. We have the Avengers here. How are we getting Thor here? It was like one of those moments.
Yeah, that's just weird. So yeah, we're introducing each character individually. First, we get Black Widow. She's getting interrogated. She's interrogating her people. She's interrogating people by being interrogated. It's clever. It's cool. I don't want to say too much about it without you guys seeing it, but it shows that she's very manipulative.
If they haven't seen this movie by now.
TJ, you say that a lot about movies, but there's a lot of movies you haven't seen that have came out during this time frame or before.
Yeah, but this is like the biggest movie of the last decade.
Have you seen Avatar?
No.
Exactly. So anyways.
So what does that have to do with
It's
anything?
the biggest movie of the decade. Literally the biggest movie.
Avatar didn't have 20 sequels.
So?
I'm just saying, at some point, they probably have seen the movie.
I don't know, but maybe they haven't.
If they're children.
Or a lot of, it's what? So
or people who watch Fox News.
Wow, TJ, really?
They're old.
Anyways, this shows that the Black Widow is pretty much manipulative and very cunning, and she can twist things in her favor always. So you can't trust her, but for good reasons. So she kicks people's ass and escapes. Next up, we get to...
That's not what happened.
What are you talking about?
You skipped over the whole reason why we're showing the scene.
What's the reason?
Because Coulson calls the terrorist guy.
Yeah.
You didn't say that.
Okay, yeah. Coulson calls Terrace guy to recruit to tell like Black. Yeah, to tell
She
the
tells
Black Widow
to tell
now.
her that she's got to come in.
Yeah, and you gotta get the big guy.
And that's where we get the twist that she's,
Yeah.
everything. And then she says, she thinks Stark's the big guy, and then she's like a little freaked out that she has got to go after the other big guy.
Yeah, the big guy who we get to, and it's Bruce Banner. And Bruce Banner is lured into a room. That's weird. I'm not gonna say it that way. Bruce Banner is
A doctor
in Brazil.
helping
He's
people.
hiding. He's helping people who are
It's
poor.
Calcutta, by the way, not Brazil.
Where?
Calcutta.
Yeah, not America. Anyways, yeah, he's in some place brown, and he's helping people who are not rich and not well off. And so a child lures him into a room by themselves. That's weird. He is taken to a room, and he thinks he's going to help someone, but lo and behold, Black Widow's there. She's like, "Hey, I'm recruiting you for the Avengers." And he's like, "Nah," and she's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay, I'm in." We get to Nick Fury. He's talking to the Shadow Government, the Council, or whatever you want to call them.
I'm not sure what the council is.
They come up a few times throughout these movies, and I think by the time they reveal the Hell Hydra shit, that's when it kind of dissolves.
2 movies from now?
What?
3 movies from now?
No, more than 3 movies.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, and then it's Winter Soldier.
Was it a Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
That can't be that quick. Wow. But okay, yeah. 3 Marvel movies from now, I
sure.
guess. I don't know when the Hell Hydra thing happens, but
I know exactly when it happens. It happens in Winter Soldier because it happens at the end of the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
oh, okay.
And that happens. The first season happened right after, like the fall of this year because of the thing that happens in this movie.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just thought the Hell Hydra thing was later on in the series, but I guess you're right.
No, it happens pretty soon.
Okay, fascinating. So yeah, the Shadow Government is there. They're just trying to tell Nick Fury, "Hey, man, we don't like the Avengers."
You know what's interesting?
What's up?
Interesting. Some of the guys on there.
On with the Shadow Government?
Yeah, do become bigger players in the Hell Hydra thing,
Yes.
but in the TV show.
Of course.
Like that Malek Gideon guy, big role in the TV show.
It's fascinating. I like that, though. That's pretty cool. It's more of a world to live in. So yeah, Nick Fury's trying to say, "Hey, we should do the Avengers thing," and the government's like, "Nah, we're not doing that." Nick Fury's like, "Go f*** yourselves, I'm doing it anyways." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So, or they're like warning him, like, "Hey, make sure it works out."
That's not what happens either, but
What happens? What happens?
He's like, "We need a response team," and they keep saying, "What about all the weapons we're developing?" They're like, "He's not ready. We need a response team," and they're like, "Okay."
Yeah, they begrudgingly agree to his stances of, "Let's try the Avengers out."
You just made it sound like he brushed off and did what he wanted. Doesn't happen
He
later.
kind of does for the most part in these movies. So, like,
And later in the movie he does, but right here
he's following
like
the rules.
convinces them. Yeah.
So we cut to Cap at the Captain America at the gym. It's the end credit scene from the Captain America movie. He's just boxing.
No, it's not.
What?
It really isn't.
What?
It's not though.
The end credit scene is him doing. No, the end credits I guess was teasing this.
Yes, they only show a piece of it.
Yeah, but it's this
because we get a flashback to the first movie essentially.
Yeah, and all
Just
of this is
saying.
just Nick Fury saying, "Hey, join the Avengers. I got some things to show you." And the Captain's like, "No, but okay."
No, it's pretty much we need you to save the world because in Captain America's like, "You just want me back in the world," and he's like, "But we need you to save the world."
Yeah, he's recruiting him. Yeah,
because he's got more experience with the Tesseract than anyone.
Exactly.
Really.
And he doesn't want the Tesseract to stay around. He's like, "Nah, you should have kept it underwater, man. Should have kept it in the water." Which cuts to Iron Man. He's under the ocean.
I didn't even get that transition until right now.
Oh, the movie flows very well. They'll say something in one scene and they'll cut to the next scene, pretty much coming off from how the last scene ended, or how the last sentence of the last scene ended.
I just noticed
clever.
the underwater. Yeah, the way he said that, and then it cuts to Iron Man underwater.
Yeah, from Black Widow to Big Guy. Hey, you're getting the big guy. It's just getting the big guy. And the big guy says something about, I don't know how they get the government, but yeah, it flows very well. Anywho, Iron Man underwater fixing a pipe, turning for his new start.
Not fixing a pipe,
laying a pipe,
finishing it off.
Yeah. He's constructing a pipe for his new and approved Stark Tower. It's tall, it's bright, it's got his name, it's all about him because he's the flash egotistical man. That's his whole metaphor.
Clean energy.
What?
Clean energy.
Yeah, self-sufficient. It can be off the grid for a week or something, it said?
Yeah, it can run itself for a week, but it's a plot point.
Yes. And a week's pretty good for a thing that size. That's a lot.
It's a giant tower.
Yeah. So Coulson shows up as Tony's being Tony with Pepper Potts. And Coulson's like, "Hey, here's this homework for you to do. You're joining Avengers, even though we didn't want you in the first place because I know you still have a grudge about that." And Tony's like, "I don't want to be it, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to prove you guys wrong. I'm better than all you guys." And so yeah, so Tony's got to look at all the shit. Coulson and Cap fly a banner tide, and then after that we cut to Coulson with Captain America and the plane, and they're on a plane to going to where they're all going to be stationed at for the whole movie. And Coulson's just fanboying out.
No, it's just for the whole middle of the movie.
You know what I meant. Until it crashes. The whole thing crashes.
The beginning of this movie is introducing the characters.
Yes.
The middle of this movie is them on the Herald Cap area, and the last out of the movie is them in New York.
Yes. So yeah, Coulson's fanboying over Captain America, and it's like a running thing throughout the movie. Banner.
It's an important plot point.
It is. I'm not saying. I'm just looking at the notes. Banner and Coulson discusses Bruce Banner is the scientist who tried your serum to do other things with it and failed. And now he's the Hulk. And Cap was like, oh, cool. Sorry. Back to Loki. Now we get to Loki. He's talking to Thanos' henchman. The other? That's the other.
The other, yes.
Okay. And if the other's like, hey, you better do the thing or you're going to die because, this thing's very important. And Loki's like, I'm got it. Don't worry, guy. And the other's like, you better. And so Cap meets Widow. So now Captain meets up with Black Widow at the aircraft carrier. They're all hunkered in for the middle of the movie, like TJ said.
And Bruce Banner.
Yep, Bruce Banner shows up. And the thing flies. What? The big floating ship that also goes invisible. We've never seen this before.
We haven't.
We haven't. We have seen flying ships that go invisible, X-Men. But to this grand scale, we haven't. And I remember seeing, I like how they kind of focus on that and make it like really awe-inspiring. Like, this movie is...
Yeah, I mean, it's like Captain America is like, is this a submarine? So like because he thinks he knows what's coming,
Yeah.
And then obviously he's always out of his depth because he's essentially a 70-year-old man. And then Hulk's like, you're gonna trap me underwater. And then he feels like flying. Oh yeah, that's way worse. Yeah.
No, it's good. But I'm yada-yadaing over a lot of dialogue and interactions between these characters. It's all great. The dialogue's quippy. It's great. I'll say this now before we continue. I like in this movie a lot, compared to more recent films in this series, how grounded everything is.
Yeah, everything's more grounded in here. And
Yes.
It feels like, as the time went on, they focused more on the comedy.
Yes.
And that hurts some movies.
Yes. I was going to say, like, people can have their funny moments. I'm fine with that. But, like, the characters are still serious. And they're still like, oh, we're doing serious things. We're saving the world. And
like, there's a reason the best movies in this whole MCU is the Captain American series.
Yeah.
Because it's always grounded.
Yes.
And there's funny moments in it, but it's also always on like a darker tone.
Yes. And, like, I like how the bad guy in this movie never quips. He's very clever with his dialogue and witty, but he's not like making jokes.
No, and when Loki wants to be, he can be downright terrifying.
Yeah, so he was like, you know how much I don't like Loki. Like, he's good in this movie. Like, oh, this is a really good villain for this movie.
Like, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit when he's being interrogated, or
talking to Black Widow.
When he's talking to Black Widow, and when he goes full on evil there.
Yes,
it's probably the most terrifying he is. In this movie.
Yes, like, he's really good. And then cut to 10 years later at the Loki show, like, oh, he's just a funny character now. Like, like,
well, he's a good guy now.
What?
He was redeemed and is good guy now, essentially. He had a whole redemption arc.
Shut up, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. This man kills so many innocent people in this movie. He's like...
Yeah, but
he
at the same...
He brought so much destruction to New York City.
Yeah, but he's not on Earth.
I mean, in the Loki series?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you just made him likable after he did such a heinous thing. All because he found out his mommy and daddy didn't they adopted him, kind of. Like, where the up.
I mean, that's what gods are.
I know, but don't make him...
That's essentially what it is. And it's like, just because someone does terrible, horrible things doesn't mean they can't be redeemed eventually.
TJ.
What? There are instances where people have done horrible things and then they have redeemed.
Yeah, but I think there's a line to that. Like, once you once you are the reason a couple thousand to 1 million people die.
But he didn't kill a couple thousand, 1 million people.
I guess in this PG world that didn't happen, but
he didn't
realistically, he set motions and events to get that Tesseract to the thing that happened to open the gate later in the movie, which made all those creatures flying down.
I would argue that was Thanos.
Maybe it is Thanos, but he's a pawn and up. Whatever, Loki was part of that.
Yeah,
and made it so that those things came into this realm.
Which means
endless destruction.
Pawns are sympathetic characters that can realize they're wrong and then they can redeem themselves. Like, I like the whole, Thor is here for his brother and not because of everything else. I like
Yes.
that that's the story.
I love that too.
And everything like that. And you don't think that can finally sink in and be like, okay, fine. I mean, it's not like Asgard cares about what happens on Earth.
They don't. But I do like the Thor's like, he's my brother.
Now,
He's a piece of shit and I hate him. He does terrible things. He always tries to kill me, but he's my brother. I love that. That's great.
Now, if Loki was wandering around Earth being a superhero, I would agree with you. But he doesn't come back to Earth.
He doesn't. But I don't need a series to make him like, oh, he's likable now, guys, and he's quotey and funny. Like,
but he's always been likable and funny.
Not for me. I like him. I like when he dies in the last one, Endgame or Infinity War, wherever one he dies in. I like that because he's becoming good. He does a self-sacrificial thing for his brother. Like, that's good. I like that. That's a good arc right there. Everything after that, I was like, I don't care.
I honestly didn't buy him dying, though.
What do you mean, like him dying?
Because he dies in every movie.
He does, but like that seemed like a real death. Like that seemed like, okay, they're finally doing serious things because these are the last two movies.
But the whole point of the Loki series is to be multidimensional and have all these different realities and stuff.
Yeah,
so
I don't care for that. In general, not because of the Loki thing, but it's just like, that's been done to death now, so I just don't care.
How's it been done to death?
Rick and Morty kicked it off. I was like, okay, now everyone's got to do this.
Okay, Rick and Morty did it. Ooh.
Everything all at once.
They didn't do it in a serious...
Spider-Verse, the remake of live action one.
They didn't do it in a serious way, and then Spider-Verse is a single movie. This is a combination of all these characters, and now getting expanded it even further.
All what characters?
Like all the MCU characters, now you're expanding it even further.
Just Loki. I don't see any other characters in that.
Well, that's establishing the Kang the Conqueror and that thing, and establishing all the multiverse stuff that came afterwards.
Yeah.
So establish it in the MCU so that we can start branching out even further.
Yeah, it's exhausting. That's so exhausting and tiring. It's just content at that point. Like, it's like I feel like instead of just making a story, and again, this is me again being a cynical. They're doing it for money. I get it. I know it's a me problem. It's just like at that point, it
is a you problem because this is just the next natural part of the story.
That's a big jump, though. That's a big jump next to the story.
No, it wasn't. It isn't because where do you go after the Infinity Stones?
Not multi-dimensions.
No, that's exactly where you go next because now you're on a cosmic level. You've practically explored every ounce of this universe at this point.
Not really.
Now you have to go out even further.
Not really, because there's other heroes on this Earth and planets. Like you can still do Guardians of the Galaxy. You can still stay there, but I think going multi-dimensional is just such endless possibilities of bullshit.
Exactly. It's not endless possibilities of bullshit. It's endless possibilities for storytelling.
Yeah. A bullshit, a lot of bad storytelling, a lot of mediocre, a lot of some good. It's like, I'm good. That's where I tapped out. Like, I'm see where this is going. When I get why it goes there, I get it. This is like, that's tiring.
You're just.
I'm not being cynical. That's exhausting as. I feel a lot of people are feeling that.
It's potential. It lets you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but like it also can it's just. Not to be able to do whatever you want to do. It's good on paper, but you need restrictions. So to be able to do whatever you want to do
on this scale,
it hasn't.
And so you can't really knock it until you let it flesh out.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just very wary of it, and it's just I know the idea of it's very like
you're already shitting on it, and it's like
of course I'm shitting on it.
You're not giving it a chance to let anything play out.
I'm not. I'm giving it a chance. I want things to play out. I just know by the point when we get to it, I'm gonna be. I'm already exhausted now, TJ. In 2012, give me 10 more years of this. I'm being really exhausted.
That's
really
because all we do is watch. That's because all we watch is superhero movies.
Yeah.
If we were just watching the MCU stuff, you wouldn't feel that way.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
No.
TJ, talk to the guy who barely liked comic book movies in the first place. There's a few good ones here, but I'm not going to say they're all bad. And I'm not saying I don't want them to do this. Do it, sure. It's not for me. And we would already be done
with the MCU if we just covered the MCU.
Perfect. That's perfect.
So I'm telling you, you would be feeling differently.
I don't know, no, but yeah, like I want good content to be made for sure. I do want the good things to happen. I just know they're going to do like an all episode, like they're all ants. This is not weird and funny. Like this is why I need restrictions. This is why I need restrictions.
They're all ants.
An infinity of possibilities, and we can do whatever you want. It's a whole ant storyline of the Avenger ants or Avenger frogs, whatever they did in the comics. Like, of course they're doing this. So I get like because it's quirky and cheesy.
We might get some stuff like that, but it's not going to be.
We'll get more than we should. Let's say that. It's like this is.
No, we won't. They're not going to make a whole movie based on that stuff.
You say that. You say that.
I know they won't.
I'm not saying it's going to be directed towards adults. It's going to be directed towards children. Like, hey, here's the frog one. Here's the monkey one. The sequel to the frog one. Here's the sea otter one. It's like,
it'll never happen.
God damn it. Oh, TJ, yes, it's going to happen. They have Super Pets already, the movie.
That's DC.
Yeah, so they're going to do shit like that in Marvel. Once you start running out of ideas, like, oh, that happened in the comics. What you do a better version of that? Or just homage it. Like, okay. Anyway, so Loki is a good villain in this movie. I like him. Characters are serious in this movie. A lot of it's grounded. That's why I was praising the movie. So yeah, Loki is sending Hawkeye to do his deed of infiltrating the carrier, I think, right? Loki sends Hawkeye.
What? No, Loki sent a Hawkeye to go get Iridium because they needed to open the portal.
Yes, that.
So, but Hawkeye needs a distraction and an eyeball.
Yeah, so Loki goes into Germany, and he does some German things in Germany, but while he's being tracked by Captain America and the team. And so Cap is sent by Nick Fury to go stop Loki. So Loki's in Germany. He's having a speech of why he's a dictator and like, hey, you guys are weak. People are stupid. Just bend to the knee. Some old guy stands up, says, I ain't standing. I'm not taking a knee. F you, Loki. And Loki's like, listen, motherfucker, I'm gonna curb stomp you. Loki goes to kill this old man. Captain America shows up. Like, I was here before in Germany. Someone did the same thing. He didn't out well for him. You're dead, Loki. And there's a fight. So Loki fights Cap?
Loki fights with Cap and then Tony Stark shows up.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Loki fights with Cap.
Did you watch this movie or not?
I was looking at my notes, and it's like, I'll be honest, the first act of this movie is good. It's good. It's just, I know where the movie's going. It's like, I'm just waiting for the New York scene to come. That's all. It's like, this whole stuff is great build up for the characters. It's fantastic. It's great. It's just like, I'm just waiting. So yeah, Tony Stark shows up. He's like, hey, Loki, me and my pal Cap here. We're going to kick your butt. Also, I came in blasting music because I'm a showman. That's what I do. And so there's a brawl. The Avengers show up. They take Loki. Loki's in the plane. And then, this lightning shows up on a plane while the Avengers trying to go back to the carrier. And what comes with lightning? Thor. Thor comes down.
I like this scene in the helicarrier where like, what are you, afraid of lightning?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm just afraid of what comes with it.
Yes. Yeah, the Thor and Asgard shit's great. And so, yeah, Thor comes down, takes Loki off the plane. Iron Man's not happy, so Iron Man goes chasing. Cap's like, I gotta do it too. He just shows himself the thing. He's a hero because Captain America is awesome. Loki and Thor have their Shakespeare in the Park moment. Iron Man shows up, starts fighting Thor. Captain America shows up. It's like, hey, stop this childish shit. So the three, Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor fight it out. They go back thinking, oh, so Loki must have escaped while we're doing this. Loki's still sitting there because he wants to be captured. Spoiler alert. Because
and you know what the funny thing is? In any other movie, they'd be like, yeah, we called him. In this movie, they all know he wants to be here.
Like, they're taking him because they got to take him, but they all are knowing some bullshit's up at play.
Yeah, it's not a single character is stupid and like,
yes,
we caught Loki. This is over.
They're just all trying to figure out why. They're all trying to find the why to that. And so they all get back to the carrier, and Loki's put in prison, and Loki's put into a container that could hold the Hulk, essentially. And now they're all kind of meet each other on the carrier, and they have their moments. They all talk, and we see who likes who and who doesn't like each other.
You never mentioned, when you never mentioned, and it's already been brought up, Coulson's Captain American trading cards.
Coulson's a fan of Captain America. And
he has trading cards. That's a big plot point.
Yeah,
it's like
it is
It's like the turning point of the entire movie.
Spoiler: Coulson dies later, and Nick Fury, for some reason, takes Coulson's cards and dips in his blood and throws them on the table. Like, hey, you guys are just little bitches. And Coulson died. We'll get to it, but yeah, we just learned throughout this middle section that Tony likes Bruce because he's trying to figure out what ticks Bruce off, and when he wants to see Bruce become Hulk. And he also knows that him and Bruce don't believe in what Nick Fury's doing because they're both geniuses. And so Tony's like, I got someone smart to play with. So Tony thinks Nick Fury's lying for reasons and they don't trust. Captain America doesn't like Captain America doesn't like Iron Man / Tony Stark because he's a showmanship. He respects the genius but doesn't like who he is. Got Widow, who's just trying to save Renner, aka Hawkeye. Who else is here during this middle section? Loki's still just trying to antagonize them all. Thor is there for his brother, really, and that's about it, right?
Yeah, it's honestly just it's a bunch of talking.
Yes,
but it's almost talking. It almost feels like, to a lesser degree, like a Thing movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where there's something infiltrating their minds and stuff like that,
Yes.
but only it's just manipulation.
Yes. It's manipulation, it's distrust. When I first saw it as a kid, I thought the Tesseract was like kind of making them all on edge too. But no, it's just Loki being the master of what he does. Black Widow goes to interrogate Loki in her fantastic way of making them talk to her instead of her talking to them. And she discovers that, oh, he's here for the Hulk to make him go crazy because he's the monster and unstoppable. And so she goes back to the main room where they're all talking. And for some reason, somehow, oh yeah. And while she did that, Captain America is going to snoop around because he's also now doesn't trust after the Nick Fury
because Tony's
brought it up.
Tony was hacking into the computers because him and Bruce were saying something's fishy here. Why haven't they brought Tony in on this from the beginning?
Yes.
And stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah. And so they all intervene into the same room again. Widow's like, hey, he's here for the Hulk. Cap comes in, it's like, hey, they got guns powered by the Tesseract. They're using the Tesseract to make weapons. Fury comes in, is like, yeah, we're making weapons because these guys over here are gods, are like made powerful than us. There's more human, there's more life out there. We got to catch up. And now they're just all angry at each other.
They're all fighting and arguing.
While that's happening, Jeremy Renner and his red shirts show up,
where is security?
What? Why
did they just allow this to happen?
Security? Yeah. For as grand as movie is and how great it is, like a lot of like the ship feels empty. Like where's everyone at? Are they just they all just scientists on this board? Like all just flying the ship? Like, yeah, like where's security?
Like I get the idea that they have Hawkeye, so he would know all the protocols and stuff like that. But at the same time, you're the greatest spy agency in the world. They have Hawkeye.
Yes.
Why aren't you checking the protocols?
Exactly.
Or changing the protocols from what they were originally.
Or you think they all would know, be on a lookout. Like, you think like where the ship comes? I don't know. It's like, why is the ship? I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, how? But movie's got a movie. So
no one thought that, maybe that the staff can be tracked.
The staff as in
the
staff, the scepter, yes.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions like what happens. So Hawkeye shows up, infiltrates the base, chaos assumes. In the process, he destroys a wing, a motor,
a motor, yeah.
Motor, that's what it's called.
He destroys one of the fans.
Yeah.
That keeps them above because we need to give Iron Man and Captain America something to do in the sea.
Which, like, why Cap? Why not Thor? Makes sense. I get why Thor.
Because Thor's got to fight Hulk.
Yeah, no, I get that. But it makes sense to have Thor do it. But yeah. So yeah, during this scene, like I said, Thor's fighting Hulk to calm him down. Black Widow trying to run from him. Things happen.
Well,
they're trying to figure out.
Here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, Hawkeye causes an explosion, and now everything's in chaos.
Yes.
And everyone starts fighting. Captain America and Iron Man go and fix the engine.
Yes.
Black Widow is trapped with Hulk.
Yes.
And she's like, there's this whole horror scene going on here.
Yes.
Where is Thor this entire time?
I thought the same thing. Like, he just disappeared? Like, why has he got me this grand entrance? Like, I thought the same thing.
He was like, he just disappears for a good 10 minutes in this section here.
Maybe he's trying to find Black Widow, or maybe I don't know. Maybe
they were all in the same room.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but yeah, Thor comes in and saves the day.
And saves Black Widow from.
Yes.
I mean, do you think they were setting up the romance from the beginning?
Her and
Bruce. Because they have a lot of interactions.
They do, but I don't know if they planned it or not.
Yeah, because it does feel like they just kind of
happens.
Hey, let's just do this.
Yeah. Like again, it never felt natural to me, their relationship.
No, it felt weird.
Yeah, it just felt. But, I feel like they're just friends. Like she's like really good friends with him, so she gravitates him for some reason. But
you can argue that they had a lot of interactions in this movie.
They definitely do. But
like no, after the Black Widow being chased by Hulk and the way she was shaken by it, I don't see a relationship happening.
No. That's dark. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know her as a person, so maybe.
Well, I mean, if you're enough to terrify one of the most dangerous assassins in the world who is not supposed to be emotional at all.
Exactly. And I don't think she's attracted to the Hulk. She's attracted to Bruce Banner, probably. Or maybe she like her and the Hulk, and when he's in the Hulk form, she just likes. I just had it. I lost it because what you said is very true. But like, maybe she just bonds with that for some reason. I don't know.
There was just a lot of interactions to been like, oh, I see why they did that.
But it just never felt natural to me.
No. And another thing that felt weird to me rewatching this movie, it feels like the cast is small.
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't it?
Because we focus, because there's so much of these characters we have to focus on. Most of everyone else is like not there.
Not even
there.
that.
Yeah.
It feels like it just doesn't feel like there's enough Avengers.
What do you mean?
Like if you at any of the like bigger movies now, there's like a lot of people. This one feels rather like empty as far as like, oh, that's right, it's only these 5. It's like, oh.
Yes. No, I was watching the movie and thinking the same thing. Like, this movie is really good. It's very good. But 10 years pass, 20 years pass by the time I released this thing. Movies have become so much more grander and way more action filled. Like, this movie feels so, like you said, empty and weaker in comparison.
Yeah.
Even though it's still a good movie.
I mean, and at the time, it was fantastic.
Yes.
It was like it's innovative. Well, innovative in a way. So it's like, I mean, I'm not trying to knock it. It just, but after experiencing what they do later with some of the other stuff, it just feels smaller.
Like even in Avengers 2, the Age of Ultron, that feels grander than this. But also, that's why I think this movie works so well, because it's so grounded and you're focused on the characters being real characters.
Yeah, it's very tightly written.
Yes, it's very well executed in that aspect.
Every main character has a point.
Yes.
Except for maybe Maria Hill,
which is
Kobe Smulders.
Yeah, she's just there, kind of, but not really.
I think she's there because they knew what they were doing with Nick Fury and they need someone to take his place.
Yes. Yeah, this movie's really well executed. And I'll say this now. For 2.5 hours, it does not feel like 2.5 hours.
No, it went by fairly quickly.
Just because you're very, very engaged with all the dialogue, with the character motives. Like, this is very well made.
And then the last third of it is nothing but a giant action scene. So it's like...
Exactly. And it pays off well. So yeah, anyways, Hawkeye infiltrates, frees Loki. During this process, Loki lets Thor to the ground, drops him out the sky. Banner is taken out and taken to the ground too, because he's the Hulk, and they're just, they dropped the 2 biggest guys to the ground because they can't take the hit.
Well, no, they didn't drop the Hulk. The Hulk, they got shot with a helicopter, and he jumped out after it and fell
that's
like an idiot.
We'll talk about Hulk real quick. Okay. I like the version. I like this version of the Hulk as in I wish they would have delved more into the creature side of the Hulk. Like, we got that for like 2 movies, this and Avengers, Ultron, and then we just get a more tamed Hulk, which I'm fine with. Like, I get it, but I wish we would kind of seen him really do some menacing destruction, like see him being truly unstoppable.
I think we would have needed an actual Hulk movie for that.
Yeah, a proper one for the MCU.
Yeah, but I don't think they have. There was some kind of rights issue or something.
That I know, but just it would have been nice to see. Like, and it could have been like an hour. And it could have been. I feel like a Hulk movie should be short because like there's so much you could do with that. So like seeing him like take on a planet or a city.
I don't think we've ever seen a short Hulk movie.
No, that's the problem. They've all been like, let's get really deep with the character. Like, you don't have to. It's the Hulk. He just destroys things. That's all I want to see. Is destruction. And I think that would have been a great 90 minutes of like, how can a government try to stop the Hulk physically and just keep failing? Stop. Like, it'd be great. It'd be a great action movie. I want to see him done make him menacing. Like, I could be like afraid of the character. But yeah, but I'm missing in that. So the Loki's freed. Hulk and Thor are on Earth now, on flat ground. Widow fights Renner. I keep calling him Renner. Widow fights Hawkeye, knocks him out. He's cured. Head to the head, cures them.
Yeah, I mean, Hawkeye kind of got the short end of the staff in this movie.
He did, but at the same time, I did like his character and his role in this movie.
Yeah, I know. It's just like he's captured in the first 2/3 of the movie, and then he gets to be in the action scene at the end.
Yeah, but I guess I think they could have done it the other way, make Black Widow captured.
I think that would have been bad too, though.
Why?
Because then you got the female
exactly,
as a damsel,
and that's why they didn't do it. I was gonna say that. Like it would have made sense to have her captured because we had more time with her throughout the movies instead of him. But that reason, it's like the female character is now that.
But I don't think you really needed anyone being captured.
I think you kind of do it to make the like infiltration like this kind of believable and like betrayal. I like shit like that. So like seeing stuff like that in this movie is like fine with me.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It's just I always thought he kind of got shorthanded the staff here.
Yeah. But it's like still like executed well. So yeah, Tony and Captain save the ship's the fan propeller things. What else? Who else? Oh, the guy dies. Coulson dies. He gets stabbed by Loki. But he shoots Loki, so that's cool, I guess. But he's dead. He's died. He dies. He's bloodied all over.
After Loki drops Thor.
Yes.
He traps Thor into... How did Loki get out of the thing?
I was just going to say the same thing, but I just watched the scene happen. One of the guys who was with Jeremy Renner went to Loki and freed him.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I thought the same thing. How the did he get out of there?
Because I didn't catch the guy in the corner. Because Coulson comes on or Thor comes on the scene, and Loki's just walking out of the cage.
Yeah.
It's like
what? No, you see the guy
then,
quickly for a second, blink and you'll miss
it. And then Thor jumps at him, and of course it's an after image because he always falls for that.
Yes.
But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, Coulson's dying. He doesn't have his cards on him. His Captain America cards on. They're not on his dead body. His dead bloody body. Just a heads up. And so yeah, Loki escapes. He gets a Tesseract? Yeah, he gets a Tesseract, I guess.
He always had the Tesseract.
Where the was it at?
Hawkeye had it. Or Selvig had it. The Doctor had it.
Oh, he just gets a scepter, I guess. Wait, does he get this? No. Why does he escape then? Why get caught?
He got caught because he was trying to rile them up and separate them all so they can't come together.
But, even if they come together.
Yeah, I know. He miscalculated by killing Coulson.
No, but I'm saying, even if they did come together, like let's say that he killed Coulson and they could come together, the plan still could have gone off, right? Like, if he's confident enough, I guess he wasn't confident
and that's kind of the other reason why he's there. He's also biding time so that so Selvig can finish doing what he's doing.
That makes more sense.
He's trying to keep them from coming together as a team and trying to stop him by separating them. But while he's doing that, he's also distracting them so that Selvig can do what he needs to do.
Now, do you think Coulson, let's say he doesn't kill Coulson, he just hurts Coulson, so that's like knocks him out or something, but Coulson lives. Do you think the Avengers still would have done their thing and been motivated to save the world, or...
Spoiler, Coulson does live.
He's dead. No, I know he's alive in a stupid show. But
he goes to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I know. Trust me, I know. My headcanon, he's dead.
He goes to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's still alive, everybody. They just never tell the Avengers.
Yeah, he's dead. But, so let's say he does live. Do you think the Avengers still try to save the planet? Like, why wouldn't they try to save the planet, right?
They would try to save the planet. No, I just don't think they would stay together, if that makes sense.
You don't think so?
Because they don't have the whole point of it is that they have a common thing now. They all lost something here. You know what I mean? They all got their asses kicked. They all lost. Coulson dying is more along the line of bringing Tony and Steve together as much, because they were friends with them, essentially. Yes. And everyone else is pretty much brought together because they got their asses kicked by Loki. So now they're all formed together here in that way. So yeah, I still think they would probably work together. I just don't think it would work as well because you would still have them at each other's throat the entire time. You know what I mean?
But see, I don't buy his death motivating him like that, because I feel like through these movies they get better at it, but they're still kind of at each other's throats. Like, Cap does respect Tony a little bit more, but I feel like there's still like some kind of tension between them. Not much, but something.
Because they're complete opposites.
Yeah, so like I don't think his death.
But, like, if he didn't have that moment to bring them together, then there would be, like, Captain America would be like, he would do whatever he needs to, but Tony Stark's an egomaniac. He's like, I'm not working with this guy ever again. Screw this.
I guess. Like, every movie, Tony has someone that he cares about dies, or something that he did causes someone that shouldn't have died.
Because he constantly needs something to rein him in because he's such an egomaniac. Yes,
I know. But I guess maybe the last two movies of the Tony Stark movies, the Iron Mans, should have had more Coulson and him together, bonding or whatever. Not bonding, but I don't know. I just didn't really buy this.
But that's not his character.
I know.
He doesn't really bond with people, but he does get attached to people, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Like, he does like Coulson. He does like him.
He likes Coulson, but he's not going to hang out with Coulson.
But I think I kind of wish they would have showed a little bit more of him, like, subtly, like, showing, like, I do like you, Coulson, but, like, not outright doing so.
Even, like, when Tony showed up on the helicarrier here, he's talking to Coulson, and they're like, I'll take you to Portland to go see your girlfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, he's like, it's there. It's just in little snippets, and the only way that Tony knows how to do.
I guess. Yeah, I never felt like Coulson's death was enough to unite them. I mean, I'm glad it did. I'm glad, et cetera, et cetera. I just never felt it.
Well, I mean, like, for Tony, it was enough. Like I said, the reality check him into joining the team. For Steve, it's pretty much guilting him into it, and then for everybody else, I mean, Black Widow and everyone else is revenge.
Yeah.
So, like I said, Coulson was just like a trigger, realizing, okay, we lost this fight, and if we need to work together here in order to do it.
Yeah, no, I get that, I guess. So yeah,
We also forgot to mention that they didn't want to pay Natalie Portman, so they just show a picture of her and say, "Hey, she's safe."
She also got the shaft. A lot of people got shafted through these movies.
I don't know if she wanted to be in this movie, honestly.
Whatever it was, yeah.
There was a period of time. Well, no, she was in Dark World.
Nothing about the same time. I'm glad she's not like what could they have done with her character in this movie though?
I know. Like, what if Paltrow was barely in the movie? It's like for no reason.
Exactly. Like, I get, like, yeah, there's still, the universe is big, but you don't really need these characters.
But I guess they could have just replaced Selvig with with Natalie Portman if they wanted to put her in it.
It would give Thor more of a motivation too, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah. Well, that goes into the thing, though, of, like, making the female brainwashing the damsel.
Yeah, but it's different when it's the scientist girl and you still have the...
Yeah, but she's still a damsel, essentially, in that situation. Like, save me, Thor. It's like...
But, like, if you still have Hawkeye as the guy, it's like, oh, okay, you got both of them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because now you got a motivation for both Thor and
Natasha.
To go into it. I mean, Selvig is a motivation for Thor, sure, but he's just a friend.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think I still would. It would have rubbed people the wrong way to see that. Well, she's a named person too. Especially at that time, she was still bigger than Jeremy Renner. So to see that character to like, save me. So it's like,
I don't think it would have been like, save me. It's because, like, Jeremy Renner wasn't saved.
No.
Dr. Selvig wasn't saved. You know what I mean? It was just, accident, you got hit in the head.
It just comes off that way. That's all. It's just like, your character is now this, that the other character just got to go.
But I think the way I didn't really get the feeling that the characters would have been damsels in distress. It was like, I got the feeling that, hey, Loki is such a threat that he can take anybody over.
Yeah. No, I just see them like as MacGuffins at that point. I just feel like you're getting a named person like Natalie Portman and putting her in that role. It's like, oh.
Well, that's what they did with the Doctor guy.
Yeah, but I think she's a bigger name than him, I feel, at the time.
Right. But who cares?
It's like getting a big name now and putting him in a role like that. It's like, why would you put them in?
What if Paltrow is a big name and she's resorted to like 2 scenes?
Yeah, but she's still in the movie, and B, like, I guess, yeah.
That's what I mean. You want to get as many of the actors as you can in the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I think it would have came off wrong for some people. That's all. I'm not saying it would have been terrible. I'm saying
I don't think it would have, because this is 2012.
Yeah, people are still
not as they are today.
Yeah, true.
So it would have been fine. It'd be like, oh, okay.
I would have felt bad for her. So Coulson dies. He says some things to Nick Fury, like,
don't worry, she'll always be Padme.
That's the thing. She was a Star Wars, so like, why not have the lady in here?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all.
She played Padme. She's used to playing damsels in distress.
Well, Star Wars is different. It's more of a serious movie than this.
Oh, full of damsels.
What?
Full of damsels.
Yeah. Coulson mutters to Nick Fury. And he dies. And Nick Fury's like, I'm gonna need some of your blood real quick for these cards. I don't mind if I dip this in real quick.
I'm not convinced he did that.
What?
I'm not convinced he even did that. I'm pretty sure he went and got the cards, went to the kitchen, and put ketchup on.
Whatever. It had to be Coulson's blood, because you have 2 of the smartest men at the table right there. If they would have smelled an inkling of ketchup, like, whoa, this isn't real. So he had to, either he or he had someone else take the cards and like dip them in his blood.
Maybe it's not Coulson's blood.
No, it has to be. There's no way. I mean, well, maybe someone else. It has to be blood, right?
Maybe he said, "Come here, I'm cutting you real quick."
Ridiculous. Somehow he got blood on the cards. Not gonna ask questions. And he throws them on the table from Tony Stark and the other Avengers. Like, hey guys, got our asses kicked. Y'all f***ed up. Play better next time. This should motivate you guys.
That's cool not how it plays.
It's a cool speech. I'm not gonna say it word for word to you.
But no, but like, it's a cool speech, but it's a manipulative speech.
For sure it is.
He's like, oh man, we lost.
I mean, it's supposed to be, he dipped cards into someone's blood, manipulative. He lied why he had the Tesseract, manipulative. He's manipulating the whole time.
Yeah, but no, specifically worded that speech to manipulate both Tony and Steve. Yeah. He says something about heroes and stuff like that, and it's like Tony gets up and walks away, and he's like, yeah, it's a shame that we're losing like this. I guess it's just an old-fashioned kind of thinking. And it's like, then he got Steve. It's the manipulative thing. He's like, he's not like asking them to do it for the good. He's like, now you're gonna do it. I want you to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it works. So we cut to Natasha talking to Hawkeye. She's like, "Hey, Hawkeye, you're back to the team. Missed you, boo."
This you boo.
Every trying to figure out why Loki. I'm looking at my notes real quick. I'm sorry. So yeah, she gets Loki. She gets Hawkeye. And after that,
They're not like romantically involved.
no, I know they're not. She's like, "I missed you, friend." What happens after this is like, okay, that team gets their ass kicked, and they're all trying to talk. She's talking to Hawkeye, and they're like, "Hey, welcome back." Steve and Iron Man are talking, and the Iron Man's trying to figure out what happened, why it's happening, et cetera, et cetera. He's talking like, "Oh, Loki needs a big thing. He still does it for acting and for the show. Like, oh, he's just me. He needs my tower because it's self-sufficient and big and bright. Got it, stone bitch." And so he goes, Tony goes tell Tony, I guess Steve Rogers goes tell Natalie and Jeremy to suit up, time to be Avengers, to New York City. And they all head to New York City. So does Thor, I guess. He knows where to go.
Well, he goes after Loki, and where the portal is open.
How does he know?
Because there's a giant portal in the sky.
Yeah, but how far can that be seen?
They're right next to New York City.
No, are they?
Yeah.
So they were just in Germany, and they were flying.
No, they've been flying the entire time.
To New York City, or just flying to fly?
New York City was the day before.
Yes, and then they get to Germany. Right?
Germany was the night. Germany was the night before. We don't know how long they've been on.
I know,
ship
but why are they flying back to New York City? Why aren't they just roaming the Earth?
Well, they're out over the Atlantic, which is right near New York City. Because when they scramble the jets, it's right there.
I mean, the Atlantic's pretty big, but I guess you're right. So yeah, they're flying to.
And it's above Stark Tower, which is the giant building. This giant.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I'm saying
so you can see that portal from pretty far away. Is all I'm saying.
I guess, but the yada yada over how they got Banner there. I didn't know how they got Thor there. That's all. I know Stark said I called someone to call Banner. Sure, whatever. But how does Thor know? Unless he can sense it or something. But I guess how did he know where Loki was in the first place? Right? He just senses Loki.
Right. He probably can sense Loki.
Yeah, Asgardian and blood can sense each other or something. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, Loki doesn't have Asgardian.
Oh, you're right.
But
you're right.
Maybe it's the magics.
Yeah. So, anyways, Loki's at Stark Tower. Tony gets there first. Hey, man, we're gonna kick your ass because we got a Hulk, and you're gonna get your ass kicked. And the rest of the Avengers show up.
No, he tries to take him over first.
Oh yeah, Loki tries to manipulate Tony with the scepter. Finds out Tony's got a fake heart because of his thing.
So is that what the scepter does? It takes over your heart?
Yeah, it's the first time Loki's...
Could he tap him on his head and tip to it?
I mean, you would think that'd be the first thing he would tap for in general, right? It's the head.
Yeah, I'm just curious how the scepter works is all.
Yeah, it's the thing that does things when the script needs to do things, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, they all descend onto the tower, but it's too late because Loki and the Doctor unleash a portal, and Chaos assumes there's a 30-minute fight sequence of the Avengers teaming up against CGI Red
Chitauri.
Yeah. Big battle that is big and cool. Watch it.
It's probably the set piece that set the standard from here on out, honestly.
Not only did it set the standard, I was taken out as I was watching it. It's so good, this sequence. It's really well executed, and you see a lot of the team up, and you see a lot of great shots of things. The second Avengers doesn't have that, in my opinion. Most of the team up movies after this, not counting the Captain America movies, just they lack a comparison to this, but they always want to reference this scene. Hey, remember New York? Remember what happened?
Yeah.
It's like their Death Star. They always got to reference it because it was such a pinnacle thing.
Yeah, it's hard to
one up it or whatever.
Nah, I was trying to mimic it, essentially.
Yes, and so they I think only in Infinity War / Endgame is when they put that behind them.
Yeah, when they finally got back.
Yeah,
they finally figured it out.
Which they go back in time to the place, but whatever. Yeah, I think
that's true too.
This is such a main thing in this series. They just could not get away from it. So yeah, that's me saying that. Turn this review off and go watch it because it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, there's no reason to go through the scene by scene in New York.
They fight the bad guys. They figure out how to stop the bad guys. They close the portal. They save.
Well, yeah. I mean, we do got to mention that the shadowy government tries to shoot a nuclear weapon at.
Yeah, because shadow government sucks. Tony's
yeah. So who are these guys? How do they have a nuke?
Yeah, right. It's
are they the U.S. government? Who are they?
I guess there are people in everywhere, so they can. I guess I don't.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, they shoot a nuke at the city.
It makes no sense to me. I thought only governments had nukes, but
I mean, you think that. I hope that's only the case, but probably not.
someone else had a nuke, I think they would have used it by now.
So yeah, the Avengers are awesome, guys. Watch the movie.
And Tony Stark throws a nuke at the mothership. I guess.
And I guess the mothership's a hive mind. So once he blows up the hive mothership, they all die on the planet. All the what are they?
Chitauri.
Yeah, the bad guy alien guys just collapse and die. Tony he saves the planet, but he just falls to Earth because he's ran out of oxygen. Hulk catches him, yells in his face, wakes him up. Shawarma. Tony wants shawarma. Saying that because post-credits later. And so the day is saved, and they capture Loki. And I didn't like this part. I did not like how this movie ended after this because I feel it's just like, oh, and yada yada. Like they do the news clips and like, hey, people died, people were mourning, but the Avengers are cool. Here to stay. Who's going to pay for this?
The news clips, I thought the news clips are fine because it shows that, some people think they suck, some people think they're dangerous.
It just feels like the movie was so like that feels like a montage, and then while there's a closing monologue, we see the Avengers split up and do their own thing. Thor takes Loki.
Thor's got to go home with Loki.
Thor goes home with Loki. I understand that, but then Natasha and Hawkeye disappear, do their spy things.
Yeah, because they got to go back to work.
Iron Man and Bruce drive off in Bugatti. It just felt very weird
because Tony offered Bruce a job.
Yeah, but like none of these characters have any more dialogue after the fight. That's I wish they were saying like till next time, or they would say something. But like it's just that's it. There's no more dialogue from them. They just do their thing.
Because Nick Fury's doing a deal.
I know, but it's like
he's explaining like that they're pretty much on break now. They'll come back when they need it.
I know, I get that, but it just felt weird. That's all. This last bit of this movie felt just off.
Nah, I thought it was like bookended fine.
I didn't.
Because we opened up with the
monologue
from the villains and how they're gonna win, and then we end with the monologue from the good guys and how they did win.
Yes, but I just feel it was.
We'll get more of them in the next movies.
I know. It just felt like how the movie ended. It felt like oh, we have to end it. That's how we end it. That's all. That's it.
I thought it was fine the way it was because we've had these guys throughout the entire movie. Now we're seeing how everyone else is reacting to them and how S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing and what the Shadow Council is doing after Nick Fury decided to take our missile launcher to his own ship to stop a nuclear weapon.
So yeah, that happens. Tony Stark's rebuilding the Avengers Tower now. And that's it for that, right? And the credits.
Yeah, and then the movie ends.
And then the first post-credit scene is the other talking to Thanos. Thanos looks at the camera, is like,
"Hey, look, it's Thanos.
I'll see you in 10 movies from now, guys."
Yeah, let's see you in a few movies now. No, I'll make brief appearances in other movies.
Yes.
Like I'll show my hand grabbing the glove at one. I'll be in Guardians for a little while, but
I'll be referenced a few times, but you'll see me with a different face in the last 2 movies of the series. Like, okay, Thanos. And then we get the last credit scene, and it's just Avengers eating shawarma.
Yep.
And that's the movie, guys. That's 2012, The Avengers.
And Avengers is the reason why shawarma sales skyrocketed that year.
I remember hearing news articles like, shawarma was popular. Like, I want to try it. I still haven't tried it.
I don't even know what it is.
I think it's like I'm not going to say the words. I'm going to a gyro, a gyro, probably. I don't know. It's meat, obviously, if I don't know what kind of meat it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think, TJ?
I thought it was fine. It was exactly what I remembered it was. It was good.
Yeah, it was better than it's better than I remembered, honestly.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 hours done right.
Yes. It was like it did not feel like 2.5 hours. And I've seen this movie before. So you think like, okay, I've seen it before, so it's got to be slower.
And I've seen this movie a lot.
Yeah,
too.
have you?
And it's like for a while I would like rewatch the MCU every time a new movie came out until it got impossible. Yeah. And then so I've seen this movie quite a few times, and every time it's always fun to watch.
It really is. Like this, it's just Jesus is so good. The characters, I like that everything's grounded for being a superhero movie, and that people are serious.
There's a reason why this movie still look upon as fondly as it is.
Yeah.
Like talk to anybody who says about Avengers, like that movie's great,
Exactly.
Whereas every other movie is got mixed. You got people who don't like it, people who do like it. I don't think I've ever met anyone who said this movie was bad. You
can nitpick it for sure for like a few small things, but those little things don't take away from overall experience. So I guess what would you rate this, TJ?
A number
out of 10, which is,
you tell me.
I'm giving it a 5. So
yeah, okay.
TJ, your rating?
No, I'm waiting for you to give me a number.
Why?
Because I know that's not your real number.
Yeah, I asked you first. What's your number?
I'm waiting to see what you draw, Jit.
So help me God, I will push the stop recording button now and not give us a full rating.
Well, why don't you want to go
I
first?
asked you first. That's why, damn it.
Why don't you want to
No,
go first?
I'll say
Marcus?
this. This movie has solidified that I like Captain America as my favorite hero from the MCU. Easily.
Oh yeah, he's been mine
Yes.
for a long time too.
For me, it was I like. I was younger, so I like. Oh, America. Iron Man's great. He's flashy. He's cool. But no, it's Captain America.
Nah, it was always Captain America for me.
I like the Boy Scout characters
because Captain America is Superman.
Yes, exactly. He's genuinely a good character and a good person. That's why he's able to later on do Thor's thing. But like, just genuinely a good guided person.
I don't know. I think I want to say 8. Honestly,
See, that's why. Oh yeah, it's easily. This movie's easily 8 or 9. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to give it.
But I'm just thinking about the other movies that I like better in the series and wondering if they are like 9s or 10s. You know what I mean?
Weird how you hold up like that. How you judge it like that. Fascinating.
Like my instincts tell me 8, but it might be a 7 in comparison to what I think.
Wow, that's so weird. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because
that's fair.
There's too much good about this movie for being a ensemble cast movie that did so damn well. It's good. It's good. I like Loki in this. I like a lot of things in this movie. There's not much I do not like about this movie. For again, 2.5 hours, and I feel like I could watch it again right now and like be happy I'm watching it again.
Yeah, no, I can watch this at any point in time. Really,
and for and that's saying something because we don't like long movies.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna go an 8 because there's a couple movies later that I really like that are better than this. But I don't know if they're 10s.
No, nothing's a 10.
But there's movies that can be 10s, not perfect. It's just what you think is.
That's fair.
You know, the epitome of what you think movies
That's
are.
fair. Oh, there's another point I was going to say. I think what also helped this movie, which DC does not do and is lacking at the time of these movies and later on, what this movie did right was putting the Captain America movie and Thor movie out right before it.
Yeah.
To help you like those characters, understand the character motivations more without wasting the time in this movie.
Exactly. You didn't need to waste time introducing them into there. You just needed their introductory scene and then you knew who they were.
And it worked so well. Because even, and the best part about that, let's say the Captain America, you hated him in that Captain America movie. You didn't have time to like mull over it because the next movie came out the next year. So there's going to be no recasting. So like they kind of made you have to like those characters or understand them. And that's like smart on their part. Whereas DC's like, oh, you don't like this Superman movie? We'll revisit it in 5 years. Hope you like it then. It's like, that's too much time, DC. So this did it right. But yeah, 9 out of 10. I highly enjoyed it. I highly recommend this movie.
Yeah. It still holds up after 10 years.
Yeah.